Alright, so my project is called Blind264. I didn't name it. I joined the project a few years after its inception. And so it's for a video encoding community. So basically there's a tool called X264, which is currently the most technically advanced, the best video encoder in the industry. And so what it does is it takes videos and it compresses it, so instead of having like, you know, a 10 gigabyte 10-minute video, it's more usable, and you get like a couple megabytes, a couple hundred megabytes maybe, for your smaller videos. And one of the things about X264 that makes it so useful is it has, X264, is that it has a ton of settings to help refine what parts of the image get compressed and what parts of the image retain a lot of detail. But at the same time, all of these settings, they all work together, and changing one changes how the rest of them behave. And there are so many that it's often very confusing. And so especially if you're new to the program, it takes a lot of time, usually months, to get used to using it properly. And so the goal of Blind264 was to sort of take a lot of the knowledge from the most experienced people and put it into a program so that inexperienced people could come in, and it would be easier for them to use the program effectively and get really small, visually lossless, compressed videos. And so one of the goals of Blind264 is not just for the new guys, but also to be a tool for the old guys too. So, for instance, output, the command line output, Blind264 right now is command line only. The command line output on the right is very condensed. There's not a whole lot of information. This is like, and then on the right is the log, which has a ton more information. This is like a third of the log. It's the same process in both windows, but basically the log contains all the information so that the experienced encoders have, they don't lose any functionality by using Blind264 instead of X264. So they can take full advantage of Blind264 without having to sacrifice versatility. And so currently, Blind264 would just running the program, it will find the resolution, a value called B frames, ref frames, and then CRF, which CRF is basically the overall, like the general quality setting. So a higher CRF value means a lower quality, higher compressed video. Lower CRF value means a higher bit rate, but better visual quality. And then Q count, which is a really confusing setting that even experts don't understand. But there's like a general methodology that they use. And so since it's like a specific methodology, it was really easy to throw into a program. And then the planned hopeful features, there's a setting called SciRD, which basically when you compress a video, you tend to lose details, so the picture looks plainer. And SciRD adds in digital noise. And so although it technically makes the picture lower quality, it looks more realistic to the human eye. So we're hoping to add Blind264 being able to detect how much SciRD there should be, and then auto-cropping your video, and then graphical user interface so that it's not just command line. And also Linux compatibility, because right now X264 relies on a program called Avisynth most of the time, which is Windows only. And so one of the goals would be to move the whole process so that it can be done from a Linux machine as well.
What language is it?
Right now it's in C. So, and that's all. Any questions?
What's the difference between writing this program and, like, say, writing a bunch of documentation or user manuals, like teaching people the program how to use X264?
For one thing, there's a piece of it that it'll automatically do it, and so there's, especially for the resolutions, the B frames, and the ref frames, and the Q comp, that's a really like standardized process, but it takes, you know, a couple human hours to do, but the program can set up, and so it still takes the program a couple hours, but you don't have to be there with it. It can just do it by itself, and so that's like one of the bigger advantages, is that it can do some of this without needing human hours. So that's one of the advantages. Any other questions? All right, thank you very much.